Hello students, hope you are well. Now we are starting new chapter, heat engines and second law of thermodynamics. Now the question arises, if already we are having two laws of thermodynamics, that is zeroth law of thermodynamics and first law of thermodynamics, what is need of giving second law of thermodynamics? So there must be some limitation in first law of thermodynamics. That is why second law of thermodynamics is given. These are the limitations. The first limitation is it gives only equivalence of heat and work. Means heat can be converted into work, work can be converted into heat. Conditions are not mentioned. According to second law of thermodynamics, there is no difference between heat and work because internal energy can be converted into heat, internal energy can be converted into work. So no clear distinction between heat and work is made. In second law of thermodynamics, direction of heat flow is not mentioned. Means heat will flow from cold body to hot body or hot body to cold body. It is not mentioned. Nature of source is also not mentioned. Means nature of source means temperature of source is more or temperature of source is less. Means source is hot body or cold body. So because of these limitations, second law of thermodynamics is given. Second law of thermodynamics is in the form of two statements. The first statement is Kelvin-Planck statement. Kelvin-Planck statement says that it is not possible to convert total heat supplied to a system into work. Some part of heat supplied must be given to a cold body called sink. I repeat, it is not possible to convert total heat supplied to a body into useful work. Some part of heat supplied must be given to a cold body and that cold body is called sink. This is Kelvin-Planck statement. And this statement is basis of engines. And second statement is Clausius statement. Clausius statement says that it is not possible to flow heat from a cold body to a hot body unless some work is done on the system. I repeat, it is not possible to flow heat from a cold body, that is sink, to a hot body, that is source, unless some work is done on the system. And this law is basis of refrigerators. I explain first and second statements by giving one example. Let us consider bike engine. So you supply heat to engine by combustion of fuel like petrol or diesel. Some part of heat is converted into work, that is why your bike or car moves, and remaining part goes to atmosphere, and atmosphere is at comparatively low temperature than the engine. So atmosphere is considered as sink, means some part is going to sink. Second example, refrigerator removes heat from refrigerator compartment to atmosphere. Everybody knows that temperature inside refrigerator is less than temperature outside. So direction of heat flow is from a cold body to a hot body. And for this, some work is being done on the system, that is refrigerator. And this work is done because we supply electricity that electrical energy is used for work done, and because of work done, heat flows in opposite direction, that is from cold body to hot body. Now let us understand reversible and irreversible process. I give one example to make you understand better. Suppose you are supplying heat to a system. In previous chapters we have taken example of system as a gas filled in a cylinder having piston. So some heat is supplied to such type of system. Piston is moving back. Pressure, volume, temperature, etc. are changing. And finally, we are getting some work. This is forward direction of process. Now think in reverse sense. Some work is done, the same amount of work done which we obtain in direct process. Same amount of work is done on the system. During intermediate states, we are getting same pressure, volume, temperature, and finally same amount of heat evolves from the system that was supplied during forward direction. So the process is completely reversed. So definition of reversible process is: a process takes place in such a way that all the variables take place in opposite sense and no change is left in the system when process completes in reverse direction. So this type of process is called reversible process. And the process which cannot be reversed is irreversible process. There are some conditions in presence of which a process can be reversible, like there should be no loss of energy. Energy losses can take place because of conduction, radiation, inelasticity, resistance in circuit, hysteresis, etc. So if there are no reason of loss in the system, and second condition is the process is extremely slow, very slow, then the process can be reversible. But these two conditions are not possible in practice. So practically no process is reversible. All the processes are irreversible. Students, now let us understand working of heat engine, basic working of heat engine and its efficiency. It is heat engine. The engine takes heat from source, does some work, and the remaining amount of heat is rejected to a body at low temperature called sink. We can define source and sink as a body at high temperature from which we can draw infinite amount of heat without any change in temperature is called source, and a body at low temperature to which infinite amount of heat can be given without change in temperature is called sink. So engine takes heat from source, does some work, and remaining heat is rejected to sink. Suppose Q1 heat is taken from source and Q2 heat is rejected to sink. So remaining heat which is going for work is Q1 minus Q2. Q1 is taken, Q2 is given to sink. So work done is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Efficiency is defined as work upon heat supplied, that is output upon input. Output is work done and input is Q1. So Q1 minus Q2 work upon Q1. From here we get 1 minus Q2 upon Q1. This efficiency comes in fractions, and if you want to convert efficiency into percentage, this value must be multiplied with 100. Now let us understand Carnot engine. Students, you should know that all the engines are based on some cyclic process. Petrol engine is based on cyclic process called Otto cycle. Diesel engine is based on diesel cycle. A scientist and mathematician, Carnot, devised or formulated a cyclic process which is based on reversible cycle, reversible process. Since reversible process is not possible practically, so this engine was never made practically, but study of this engine or this cyclic process is important, because this engine can have maximum possible efficiency in given conditions. According to Carnot, it is system, it is filled with some working substance like some gas. Here ideal gas is taken. It is source, boundaries are perfectly conducting. It is sink, again boundaries are perfectly conducting. Boundary of system is also perfectly conducting. First source comes in contact of, first system comes in contact of source, and system draws Q1 heat at constant temperature T1. Since temperature is constant, so it is isothermal process given by this line. This process is when system is in contact of source and taking heat Q1 at constant temperature T1. Now the system is kept on insulating stand, means there is no possibility of heat transfer. So whatever heat is absorbed by the system, this heat is used for expansion, and since heat is constant, so this expansion is adiabatic. So during adiabatic expansion, the system does some work given by Vc. Now after doing some work, some heat is left in the system. The system is kept on conducting base again at low temperature. So whatever heat is left in the system is goes to sink. The heat is going to sink as Q2 at temperature T2, this process. Now to bring the system to original state, it is compressed adiabatically to reach the initial state, and cycle completes. So I suppose you are understanding. The Carnot cycle completes in two isothermals and two adiabatics. Isothermal heat supply, then adiabatic expansion, then isothermally heat is rejected, and again adiabatically compressed to reach the initial state. Now let us find efficiency of this engine. it is isothermal process. Work done in the isothermal process is equal to heat supplied. You have studied in previous chapters. So this is formula of heat supplied, isothermal process, and it is equal to work done. In this process, work done, adiabatic process, so formula is mu r upon gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2. T1 minus T2. Then isothermally heat is rejected. So work done is equal to heat supplied mu r T2 log to the base E V4 upon V3. For this process, final volume is V4 and initial volume is V3. This process is taking place in this direction from T2 temperature to T1 temperature, and it is adiabatic process. So work done is equal to mu r gamma minus 1 T2 minus T1. So total work in cyclic process, add all the values. See, this is T1 minus T2, it is T2 minus T1. So when these values are added, equation number 2 and equation number 4 are cancelled. Only these two values are added. These two values are added. Now to find efficiency, work done upon heat supplied. Heat supplied is Q1 and this Q1 is equal to QAB. So divide this expression by QAB. Finally we get this equation. This equation. After this equation, we are going to proceed further to get final equation. Students, think about processes BC and DA. These two are adiabatic process, and for adiabatic process we know that TV power gamma minus 1 equal to constant. So for this process, T1 and V2, gamma minus 1, for this T2 and V3, gamma minus 1. Similarly for this process, here temperature is T2 and volume is V4. So T2 V4 gamma minus 1. Here temperature is T1 and volume is V1. So T1 V1 gamma minus 1. Now divide. After division we get this much. So in place of V2 upon V1 we can write V3 by V4. Here you can write V3 by V4. See carefully. V3 by V4. Now if we convert V4 by V3, sign of log will become negative. Okay? Sign of log will become negative. So minus V4 by V3 is written here. Cancelled. Minus sign comes here. So this is formula for efficiency of Carnot engine. Very clearly, efficiency is independent of nature of working substance. It does not depend on molecular weight of gas, density of gas. It only depends on temperature of source and temperature of sink. So this is efficiency of Carnot engine. I hope you could understand. Best of luck, students. Remaining portion will be given in next video. Thank you.